This video is brought to you by...
What's up, kings and queens? It's your girl, Charlotte Moore. As always, we give thanks for another day, you dig? So as the CEO and founder of Motivational More, we take pride in working with incredible creative entrepreneurs. And today, we are shooting a campaign for cool green clothing founded by the one and only AC Green. So the vibrational energy of this line is all about street vibes, a growth mindset, hustle. So today, we are highlighting this, guys, the Baltimore Cool Green Snapback. How cute is this? Look at this. So we're going to have so much fun on the shoot. And I'm telling you, follow cool green clothing. It's so important for us to support our entrepreneurs. There's so much talent in Baltimore. And as a creative entrepreneur myself, I know how hard it is. And I love to see just people going out there and going for their dreams. So let's get it. Bless up.
What is going on, YouTube fam? This your boy Tony 2Times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For all the day one fam, welcome back. Thanks for tuning back in. Y'all already know it's all love. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely tap that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new episode. Let's get right into the story. Driving. That seems like a harmless thing, right? Getting in your whip, going to work, or whatever you choose to do in your car that day. It's a blessing to be able to maneuver from point A to point B without depending on nobody or catching that Mark Thomas ante, what we used to call it, or the MTA for short. I remember copping my first whip when I came home from work release in 2007. I used to look out the window on Greenmount, daydreaming or riding in something new. But instead, just making $8 an hour at my job at Kim Spec at the time and Highland Time, when I finally was able to grab something, it was a white 1997 Chevy Lumina that I bought from an older white woman from Towson off Craigslist. But I was happy though. I didn't understand the dangers of the road or nothing at that time. Granted, after 4 months, I ended up crashing it on Pulaski Highway. But that's just a short little story. Nowadays, doing something as simple as driving in your car can be dangerous. Not because of accidents, but because of other people on the road. And cutting somebody off in traffic can end up fatal if words are exchanged and someone loses their temper and makes an emotional decision. You would think people would just let it go, especially a man beefing with a woman over a driving incident. But unfortunately, that's not the reality we live in. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will be discussing a case of road rage in Dundalk, Baltimore County, that left a young lady gone and a man facing a life sentence. According to sources, back in 2019, 30-year-old Melissa Lynn West was an outgoing young lady with a loving and giving spirit. She enjoyed helping others. Her job as a massage therapist and being a caregiver for her elderly grandfather. Melissa had grew up in Dundalk and was well known in her community, being a graduate of Sparrows Point High School. The young lady seemed to have a pretty laid-back, comfortable life. Her job was located in Harford County, Bel Air, Maryland. But one day after leaving work, things would go terribly wrong. Just like any regular day, Melissa got off, got in her vehicle, and was heading home. As she entered Baltimore County and got closer to home, she would have a run-in with a man named Ricky Raheem Charles over some kind of traffic incident. It's not clear whose fault it was or exactly what took place between the two vehicles, but Ricky was in a blue SUV and Melissa in her car when a dispute happened between the two on Avondale Road. Not thinking anything of the situation, the young lady was still excited to be off from work, plus it was a Saturday evening, so she continued on her way home on Fairview Avenue. But little did she know, she was being followed. Once Melissa pulled up on her block, kids were playing, neighbors were outside enjoying the day, when allegedly Ricky pulled up right behind her and got out of his whip to confront the young lady. The two would go back and forth before shots went off and the vehicle quickly sped away. Neighbors in shock called Baltimore County Police to report they heard arguing and loud pops and thought someone had been shot. Officers responded to the scene to find a young lady laying in the street with multiple gunshot wounds, one to her back and one to her chest, also with some kind of liquid on the side of her face. She was quickly rushed to a local hospital where unfortunately she would not survive her injuries. The victim was later identified as 30-year-old Melissa Lynn West. As the investigation started, police looked for witnesses in the neighborhood and a motive. A neighbor who saw the situation unfold told police as Melissa pulled up to her home, a man in a blue Dodge SUV pulled up behind her, got out the car screaming. She said a few words back before the man shot her and allegedly spit on the woman after the fact. It was still no motives, and no one recognized the shooter. A DNA sample would be taken from the saliva on Melissa's face. Also, Baltimore County police used surveillance footage tracking Melissa's way home from work and was able to find out an incident took place not far from her house on Avondale. A witness told police he believed it was something that happened at Melissa's job or a road rage situation, and the man followed her. The saliva was ran through a database, and police got a hit for 30-year-old Ricky Raheem Charles, but no whereabouts on the man at the time. As the case hit the news, an address will pop up for Ricky. A search warrant was issued for his home, where allegedly 2 blicks was recovered, but no blue SUV or no Ricky. Police quickly got another lead. He was living with his girlfriend at the time in Bel Air, Maryland. They went to the home where they found Ricky and took him in for questioning. He admitted being in the area at the time of the shooting, and witnesses that knew Ricky personally alleged he told them he shot and spit on Melissa as well. With this information, Ricky was taken into custody and charged with first-degree premeditated murder and handgun violations. He was held without bail. As the case made the trial, prosecutors painted a case of clear road rage and claimed Ricky was a hothead. With DNA evidence, witness testimonies, plus Ricky himself admitting to being in the exact area the day and time of the shooting, he was eventually found guilty on Thursday, September 22nd of this year. He is awaiting sentencing scheduled for January 2023, where he is facing life in prison. Rest in peace to Melissa. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to her family. In situations like this, I think to myself how loose we are with pulling the trigger nowadays. As a person that has worked years to learn how to deal with my emotions and control my anger, I know it's a struggle, but I'm sure whatever words the young lady said wasn't that serious to the point you thought about it, doubled back, followed her home, and shot. More of this story, don't let a bad moment turn into a bad day turn into a bad week, to the point you throw your life away behind a split-second decision you have to live with by sitting in a cell for the rest of your life. But hey, that's the Baltimore way. Man, it's a crazy story. Rest in peace to Melissa. Like I said, I send my prayers and condolences to her family. You know, the crazy thing about it, you feel me, I don't understand why bro got that mad. You know, I get it. People be in their feelings. People got emotions. People got anger problems. But for Ricky to allegedly get out the situation, be able to go on his way and let it go, to double back, follow the girl, and allegedly hit her. I want to know what words she said or what they said to each other to make him get in that mindset. You know, as men, I understand sometimes, man, we go through a lot and pressure bust pipes. But to the point, man, we got to learn how to control our emotions and definitely control our anger. Especially out here in these streets nowadays. We supposed to be leaders, supposed to be setting an example for the youth. And I feel like that's why everything all over the place right now. Because everybody on their own type time. Everybody got an ego. Everybody got a chip on their shoulder, man. But yeah, another crazy story, man. Leave it in the comments. Y'all already know. I appreciate you if you made it to the end of the video. This your boy Tony 2 times. It's all love, fam. I'm out.